Oh no, doesn't get any better. On the road again, a Willie's song. On the road again. I don't know. I'm making a point.
What do you think in Russia?
So,
Annie song.
American artists do public concerts at the Soviet Union in over 7 years. And the people who came, some of the people might have heard my name, maybe have heard Annie's song or Country Road. And they had played I Want to Live on television over there from the first time that I was there. But really they didn't. I feel that people all over the world are the same. When you get down to parents and grandparents and children, people are the same. What they want for their children is the same thing. And so then all my songs are about that, but with a certain kind of focus, if you will, which is American, because they're about West Virginia and Kansas and the Rocky Mountains, Colorado, and like that, Montana. So to go sing these songs for people and have them communicate to people verifies this thing that we're all the same, that we so quick to forget. So the purpose of my trip is of my travels around the world and singing around the world is to bring that out so people have a real experience of being like other people all over the world. So when I started these concerts, I would introduce myself basically. I started with an Aspen and talked about, and I said this is a song about where I come from and how it feels to travel so very far, and how when I'm gone I think about my children, and I think about my lady, and I think about my friends, and my friends are the mountains where I live, and that I'm happy to be here. And I sang Rocky Mountain High, and then I asked this guy to explain to him what high meant. It said not high up, but high exhilaration, feeling good about life, and that's how the mountains make me feel. And he would say all of this, and I'd say, and that's how I feel to be singing here for you in the Soviet Union. And he would say that, applause. So I'm introducing myself, you see, and I did Matthew, Back Home Again, and Matthew, and I talked about your family, this family here, and talked about life on the farm, and Uncle Dean, and my feelings about him, and said that this song says that blue is just the gold is just a windy Kansas wheat field, not the gold that we money, and that blue, not the feeling of sadness, but the summer sky in Kansas. And so through the process of all of this, these people kind of get to know me a little bit, and then I get to I did the Bells of Brimney, and it was a Pete Seeger song, and Pete Seeger's been there many times. He was very popular in the Soviet Union, and so it's a virtuoso kind of guitar number on the 12-string, and that always got a big applause. And then I did I Want to Live, which has been shown on Soviet television, talks about hunger in the world, and that got a very, very strong reaction. I did the Olympic theme that I wrote, the Gold and Beyond, and that has some pretty high notes and stuff, and so that got a huge reaction. That was the first half of the show. And I came out in the second half, and I opened Country Road. And then I explained that for me, everybody has the same, everybody all over the world, when they've been gone for a while, they want to go back home. That's a universal feeling. And for me, going home is always going down a country road to my grandma's house. And so they recognized that. And I said, now one of the things that I remember about grandma's house, my favorite thing is that when I was a little kid, in the evening after dinner, everybody would go sit in the kitchen where the stove was to keep it warm, and all the adults would talk, and they'd send all of us kids to bed. And my grandmother had this big set of beds. And to me, when I was a little kid, it seemed like it was 9 feet high, and it was 6 feet wide. And these people are laughing and agreeing. And that thing about after dinner, when the adults sit and talk and all the kids go to bed, that is universal. I mean, from mud huts in Africa, to communes in China, to apartments in the Soviet Union, anywhere in the world, that is something people have experienced. So you point that out, and I'd say they put us in that bed. I remember there were times there were 11 kids in that bed, and 2 or 3 dogs, and they were laughing. And I said, I'll never forget the night we had a pig in that bed. They're laughing just like this, and if you build it up and everything, the process of the show, you have people practically falling out of their chairs. So now they're really with me, you see. And so I did Grandma's Feather Bed, and then I said, I better explain now about Aunt Lou. And some of my aunts over there saying, I said, my Aunt Lou was actually my Aunt Corey Swope. And she was a wonderful gal, and I play with her, and I say she's a very large woman. So this gets a laugh, and I say she had a Shetland pony farm, and she loved those Shetland ponies. And the truth is that she smells like them. So they're laughing just like this, and I said, now she knew it, everybody knew it. It was just kind of a family joke. But the thing is if we'd have people over, she was kind of embarrassed about this, so she'd try to cover up the fact by dousing herself with perfume. That's the word that I learned from Zach, my son Zach. And so she had to sing when I was a little kid about kissing me, see? And she'd see me across the room, she'd say, "Oh, Johnny." And so my Russian interpreter is saying, "But this makes it, oh, they're just cracking up. And then she'd come over and she'd kiss me, practically to her boots, and I couldn't breathe. So that was Grandma's feather bed, and then I did some love songs. And I've been introducing most of my songs each time and trying to find the places to have a little bit of humor there, because I couldn't do things like Toledo, Ohio, and I couldn't do my poem, The Ambulance in the Valley, and the story, the camping story that I tell. So, but try to find some lightness in these introductions to the songs that people respond to. And then I'd say, I'd like them to not talk very much. I just want to sing some songs for you. And these are all love songs, and this guy would interpret it. I'd say the first song is about two people who have been together for a long time and who have now drifted apart. And it's called Seasons of the Heart. He would do that. And I'd say the next song will be is a song about two people who are on opposite sides of the world and feel very, very far apart from one another. But one night in a phone call, they realize that they both live under the same moon and the same stars. And all of a sudden the distance between them disappears. We would explain that, and I said, I've always felt that people all over the world should be reminded that we always all live under the same moon and the same stars. And in spite of vast differences in language and culture and heritage and religion and politics, that we all live under the same moon and the same stars. He'd say that, applause. It was an applause. And then I'd say the next song is called, I did Shanghai Breezes and I'm Sorry, I think, and My Sweet Lady. So I did 4 songs in a row after these funny things with Country Roads and Grandma's Feather Bed. These 4 love songs. People were out there snuggling up to one another, really getting into it, you know. And then I said, I finished that song, the 4th song. The last one, My Sweet Lady, is very pretty, and so really nice, warm applause now. I mean, now we're all together. And I said, you know, lovers are the same all over the world. People out there, the guy would interpret it. Yeah, people are nodding their heads. I said, but we're not. We forget about that. You know, we say the children are the same all over the world, and everybody knows that that's true. The birth cry of every newborn baby is the same. But we're not so quick to say or to think that parents are the same all over the world. And I believe that they are. And people out there nodding their heads. I say grandparents are the same all over the world. If you ask any parent anywhere in the world what it is they want for their children, and the answer invariably will be almost word for word the same. They want health and happiness for their child, the opportunity for their child to grow and to learn and to someday live a productive life of their own and to maybe find a partner in life and have children of their own. People out there nodding their heads. And I think my friend Jimmy Buffett says it very well. He says, I want to go to work and do a good job, come home to my wife and family and have a beer and not get blown up. I said that, yeah. The interpreter says that, applause. Applause. Everywhere in the world when I say that, it gets applause. People do all feel the same. So I talk about being in China and having been to a place that's so much older than my country. Everything you see in China is older than our country. And how the people were really wonderful and amazing people. And I really started realizing that we are all in this together. You know, and that somehow we've lived life in a way that has, and actually it's it's part of the process, in my opinion. It's how we got to where we are. We say it's you or me. That means me first. But now we live in a time, because of nuclear weapons, that it's you and me. And if we don't make this little shift in our consciousness, we have the potential every condition for us to destroy life on this planet. So I think heart to heart. I really like that.